person is described may or may not have an effect on the person's total psyche. Nigerian youths at one point in a couple of years back have been described as being lazy. And though there were lots of reactions to that particular statement, but then what is the ripple effect of that singular statement? What has it done to the psyche of the Nigerian youth? And truly, are Nigerian youths really lazy? KontroNaija is a platform where we give young people a voice to air issues as it affects them, and is powered by wakeupafrica360.com. My name is Akudo Abingowe, and welcome to the show. So Nigerian youths were once described as lazy. And to discuss this, who else should be the one to talk about this, if not a Nigerian youth himself? So we have today Fajimi Ayodeji Phillips, a Nigerian youth who is here to discuss this with us on KontroNaija. You're welcome to the show,
Yeah,
sir.
good morning.
It's so nice to have you here.
You're welcome.
So I'm just going to go straight into the question. In your own perception, are Nigerian youth really lazy?
Oh, to me, I'm totally disagree with that. Nigerian youths are not lazy.
Okay.
But if you're to take a look at it from one perspective, some of us, our minority of us are lazy. Say, for instance, let me use myself as a point of contact. I can tell you that I'm not lazy, and I can tell you that a lot of people out there are not lazy. But the fellow that made the statement that said Nigerian youth are lazy may have one or two reasons why he will sell that. But he can only tell that to those that lobby around them to like, please give me this, give me this, those that have nothing to do. When you look at the totality population of those that are hustling in Lagos, 95% are youths. And they are ready to go out there extra mile just to struggle in order to put food on the table for their families, despite the fact that they are not married, just to believe that they are ready to be a responsible citizen. So it was I mean it really amazed me when I learned that someone called we youths are lazy bone.
I think that while trying to justify that statement, it was explained that majority of Nigerian youth are lazy because they seem to sit down and be expecting hand-me-downs from maybe people in government or people, their parents, or people that they're dependent on. Do you really think that, do you really agree? Now you've said you don't agree that Nigerian youth are lazy. You've used yourself as an example, but in terms of the percentage, do you really think that majority of Nigerians are expecting things, to be given to them on a platter of gold?
I totally disagree. If he had used the word minority, I would have agreed with him. Like I told you earlier, using myself as a point of contact, which I know of several youth as well, of my like mind as well, that out there not thinking about anything from government. They believe that what they can contribute to their society that make the society to be better. They are out there. So if the fellow using majority, I totally disagree with that. Because to me, I believe for someone of my nature to have woke up early in the morning, set out, okay, fine. If I decide not to go out, definitely a lot of health we have to suffer that particular day. And I believe there are a lot of people out there as well that has the same mindset with me, that if they fail to work in a day, there will always be a problem. If after I have billions of naira at home and I decide to go and sleep, definitely a day is coming, that particular money will get finished. And will I depend on anybody? And for him to have said that, okay, fine, they depend on government, I can boldly say nobody. I know of a youth that will tell that, fine, I don't depend on anybody. They only depend on themselves. That, fine, this is what I can gain. I can only support that particular statement because you call yourself a youth and you are a graduate. What's the essence of the university that we went to? I believe from primary school to secondary school and to the tertiary institution, at the tertiary institution, we are being trained on how to be independent. Then why are we still looking onto government to do something for us?
We're going to come back to that, but I want to ask, you've used yourself as an example twice. So I would want to ask you, what exactly do you do that, that puts food on your table?
Well, I love that question. To me, um, an educationist, a consultant. I could recall when I was in when I was doing my undergrad, when I was an undergraduate, I had one or two challenges. And for me to like look onto someone, oh, fine, get me this. I took it upon myself that okay, fine, let me get back to Lagos, where I was born and brought up. I decided to go and do a conductor. Yeah, I came to Obalende here. I did conductor for like a month, and I realized what I want. I achieved that aim just because I'm focused. I don't believe in getting something from someone. Because if I'm to get anything from you today, will I have the effrontery to come back to you the following day? Will I have that particular boldness that I find, sir, I need this again? If at all I have that particular effrontery, will I be comfortable around you? That's my own perspective. And I believe a lot of people have that particular mindset. If I'm to collect something from you now, oh, madam, please, I need this. I need this. Now, take for instance, if I'm to like, okay, we are coming, you are coming, I'm coming to see you, and I see you discussing with your friend, my mindset will be like, maybe you are telling your friend that, okay, this fellow has one time or the other come to me before, maybe he's coming to ask for something else again. That's my mindset right from onset. And if all we youth can like, okay, fine, I've been to four corners of the university, what can I do for myself? I believe our lecturer out there, they have been telling, okay, fine, learn how to be independent. Forget the course that we are going to, be it a medical personnel, whatever you're studying, then what is that particular thing we can do on our own in order to support the government? We can't depend everything, we can't base everything on government, because I believe government can never solve our problem. We are the only one that can solve government's problem. But most youth always like, I know they ought to give me this before I can give them. How many of us are paying tax? It's from our tax that they, okay, fine, let them give us this. Then how many of us, most of us are guilty of that.
Yes, but then the issue of tax is when you are gainfully employed. That's when you can talk about taxation. So that takes us back to your former statement where you said most of us are educated. But then we all know that Nigeria has serious unemployment challenges. So you have situations where people go to school, they come out, there are no jobs, right? And then even the ones that probably would want to be independent, have a particular skill, there's no funding available for them to pursue that kind of skill. In that kind of situation, what would you expect the young person to do?
In that kind of situation, what I can only use is this. To me, I'll still refer back to myself. Okay. Like, if you have that particular skills and there's no fund to establish yourself, why not start from somewhere? The major problem we are having is just that we want to start big, we want to live big. Let me refer back to myself. I was in part 3 when I was like, okay, fine, I can do this. Why not let me start with a little group of people? I started my tutorial class with just 2 students. And by the God's grace, before the end of that particular month, they were like 5.
Wow.
And I can tell you that I'm not always afraid to start from small. So what is the benefit of me if I cannot manage a small group of people? Will I be able to manage a large group? So for someone that like, okay, I need so amount to start this business, to do this, then fine, you need that particular amount. Will you be able to what do you have at hand that you want to start that particular business? Then do you expect that business, the total fund to come from an outsider? If I'm to invest in you, I must see the potential in you before I can invest in you.
Okay.
So to me, I believe if you have been to the forward corner of university and still revert back to that, then you must be able to establish yourself. Don't wait on government. We all cannot be we all cannot be gainfully employed. I can repeat that again. Because fine, how many people will government employ at a go? Take for instance, in a school now, they roll out like 5,000 graduates in a year. Now tell me, will all the 5,000 graduates, will they be gainfully employed at a go? It's not done. Like I do tell people, the fellow that might want to employ you is here to gain admission. Then why not start and doing something for yourself? Like now, let me use, I have a friend. This friend of mine, he did electrical electronic in university. And do you know that this guy, before he rounded or before he graduated, this particular guy has established more than he established a barbering salon, a stylist. He also had this carpentry work. Though he learned it, they too. Now again, when he called me, he said, guy, do you know that I want to go into fish pond? I said,
Wow.
guy, you are free to go.
Wow.
I envied you. You understand now? For someone that has that mindset, I believe that he won't be at his barbering salon. Neither will he be at his carpentry work. He's not a female that will be doing a what? An hairdresser. Now he needs to employ some people and he's paying them monthly. There are many of we youths are ready to sit down and think, okay, fine, I have this potential. Have we ever sit down and discover ourselves that this potential, I have it in me? There's nobody born in this world that does not have any potential. It's just that we decide to kill our potential and wait for government.
So the best thing for young people is to look inwards and bring out what they have and be able to push it so that we'll not be described as lazy people.